Third, I think this is the most powerful. Love has a paradox. See, hate is essentially bringing unto oneself. Greed is, bringing more in. But love is, I'm giving this to you. I'm giving it. Jesus gave his life. So wouldn't it make sense if you believe the earth is 6,000 years old or 4 billion or whatever, shouldn't you think love would be extinct by now? We're giving, we're loving, people are hating, they're getting. Wouldn't it make sense to you to end up with a whole bunch of loving people who are totally non-existent and poor and basically don't survive because they're giving everything, and you'd have a bunch of rich, hateful, greedy people? See, love doesn't make sense. Why is love surviving the way it is? It doesn't make sense, and science can't prove that. We can't understand. I don't understand why love exists. I know it does. I believe it does. I believe in the power of love. But why does it exist? And see, I think a lot of these questions of why love should make sense are pointless because we can't understand it. See, when we think about the history of the world, and I think, I have 18 years of experience, okay. The most experience people have had in modern times is 120 years. That's not very much. For the sliver of life, the life experience that we can have, that's not very much. These people, I think they need more experience to truly understand love. Because if love never fails, that means love is infinite. And if love is infinite, I can't understand infinity because I'm not infinite. My brain is a little box. All our brains is a little box, and love blows that box out. And we can't understand it. We can understand the little love between our families. We can understand the love between our friends. I don't think we can truly understand the full breadth of love. Neither height nor depth. Neither height nor depth. So, the reason why this love, all this love, it doesn't make sense. Why we should do it. Why should we love? Why should we give? And there are moments when it seems to make sense. Yeah, I should love my family because they love me, right? That makes sense. That love makes sense. When I'm out on a cross and someone's pounding nails into my hands and I say, forgive them, that doesn't make sense. That makes no sense. But see, the senselessness of love is where its power is. Because love makes absolutely no sense, true love makes no sense, and it disregards reason and everything else, that is why it is powerful. That is why when someone sees a true, loving person, they are affected. Because when they see true love, they say, that makes no sense. I don't understand that. We as Christians, I believe we have one of the most powerful methods to show that love. We have the demonstration of Jesus Christ, and we have the active involvement of Him in our lives every day. We can pray, and He's right there. I think we have one of the most potent ways to show love to the world. Senseless love. As in, go the extra mile. Why am I carrying this soldier's backpack an extra mile? I don't know. But that can make a difference because that soldier doesn't know either. We can do it by stopping and saying hi to someone, talking to an old friend. Doesn't really make a difference, but that's why it's powerful. There was a business teacher who was a teacher of about 100 students. One student wrote this story. He said, I walked into my business class and studied for this pop quiz because I knew it was coming. Anyway, the business student says, and I was looking at the questions, I answered 1 through 14, then I got to number 15, and it said, what is the name of the janitor who cleans this auditorium? And he looked at the question, and he's like, well, that's ridiculous. This has nothing to do with business. Why am I being asked this question? So he turned in his quiz, left number 15 blank. The next day, the professor walked into the classroom and said, one of you passed the quiz yesterday. and you got number 15 right. Her name was Dorothy. Good job. And he pointed to some kid in the back. And the kid was, he had studied for this quiz. He was ready for it. And he was upset, understandably. He said, he talked to him afterward. He said, why did I miss that? How did I miss that? The professor looked at him and said, in a career, greeting someone and showing that they exist is sometimes the most powerful, most motivational thing you can do. Just acknowledging someone's existence, showing that you care a little bit, can be powerful. And that's in a career. Imagine how much more powerful we should be as Christians in acknowledging people's existence. I worked over at Hanford this last year, and I was in the computer science building, and it was like you walk down the halls, you stare straight ahead. If someone passes you, might as well be the robots that clean the hallways. Yes, they do have robots that clean the hallways there. Creepy. You don't look at these people. Why shouldn't we look at someone and say, hi, good morning, how are you? Why shouldn't we look at someone we haven't talked to for a while and say, just wanted to say I love you? Why can't we do that when there's absolutely no reason? Why do we need a reason to love? I don't think we do. And it's just important to realize that this senseless love is the most powerful love that we can have. It is the most powerful weapon we have against the devil. The devil can show hate, but he can't show love. He doesn't know how. We, as a church, can show senseless love. Now, in World War II, there was senseless violence, senseless hate. People were discriminated and killed and tortured because they existed, just because they were there in the wrong place at the wrong time. What if we as a church went out into the world and we loved people with senseless love just because they existed, just because they were there at the right place at the right time? What if we were known for our love? In the 2nd century, an ancient writer wrote how these Christians love each other, how they die for one another. He saw them. He didn't understand it. Perhaps the Christians didn't even understand why exactly they died for each other, but they did. And that's what matters. It's what we do, not what we understand. And they'll know we are Christians by our love. Wouldn't that be beautiful? The Christian church was known for its love, for its members who selflessly gave of themselves to others. Why? Because they loved. Because love is the greatest thing this world has to offer. And they'll know we are Christians by our love, and they'll know we are Christians by our love. Let's sing through the verse. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. And we know that our unity will one day be restored. And they'll know we are Christians by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are Christians by our love. The challenge is to do it.